Breaking down the biggest moments from the Vanderpump Rules reunion trailer. Hey everyone, welcome back to Shared News. You have to check on the Bravo fan in your life because we are not well. After we got the Vanderpump Rules reunion trailer this week, we're gonna break down some of the most shocking moments. But before we do, if you are new here, please be sure to subscribe to our channel, ring the bell, so you never miss out on any of our Bravo updates. As always, I'm your host, Morgan Wright, and let's just dive right in. The scandal that will not quit. Bravo fans have been waiting for this moment, I think, since March 5th, when news of this massive scandal revolving Tom Sandoval, Ariana Madix, and Raquel Leviss broke. A 9-year relationship being broken up by Raquel, who was best friends with the entire group. Oh my gosh, the layers to this is just so crazy. We're finally seeing it play out on episodes of Vanderpump Rules, but we were all waiting with bated breath for the reunion trailer, and we officially got it. So let's go ahead and break down some of the biggest moments that left us all shocked.
How did this go from a one-night stand to a full relationship between the two of you?
I don't know about you, but even seeing the seating chart and even seeing them all together, I can feel the tension coming through my TV screen, my computer screen, my phone screen. I watched this trailer a million times the day that it came out. So seeing Ariana and Tom sitting across from each other, seeing Katie Maloney and Tom Schwartz sitting across from each other, and Raquel on that side with the two Toms is just, it honestly gives me the chills every single time, because at least for the past 9 years, we've always seen, Tom and Ariana together, Schwartz and Katie together. So this just, I think, is a really great depiction of how much this group has changed, how fractured their relationships have become, and we are just getting started with the trailer.
I can't think of two worse people. I can't. I don't see anything good coming for either of those rats.
Oh, Ariana obviously coming in with very high emotions. We've heard from a lot of the cast about Sandoval. We've even heard from Tom Sandoval, but the one person that we have not heard from publicly yet is Ariana. So this really is our first glimpses into how she was feeling in the weeks after that came out, to see her crying and really upset. We obviously aren't privy to any of that and what goes on behind closed doors. So to see Ariana hurting obviously has a lot of fans hurting with her. But I also agree with her. I don't see anything good coming for these two rats. Let's keep watching.
Maybe more explosive
Don't even look at me. You don't deserve to look at this.
and dramatic.
And I do just have to say, Ariana, whether it's that iconic quote, "Don't even look at me, you don't deserve to look at this," on her Instagram, she said, "What doesn't kill me better run." If she's not putting this all over merch, which I know it is also Casey Musgrave's lyrics. I learned that when I posted it on Instagram. But I mean, honestly, this is a money move too, because you see a lot of these Vanderpump Rules cast, whether it's Lala and her "Send It to Daryl" hoodies, or Sheena and it's all happening t-shirts. Ariana should definitely put that on some type of merch, and I have a feeling after this reunion it would make her a lot of money.
Lala can't talk because they until
I wasn't your best friend.
I was 25. Then
Okay, so obviously that's a very complicated dynamic between Raquel and Lala and James. Raquel and James were together for 5 years. They were engaged, and we found out this season that James and Lala actually did hook up early into their relationship. So obviously Raquel is still bringing that up. I'm not really here to compare cheating. Cheating is cheating, whatever way you look at it, it's all bad. However, I do think that in this moment, Raquel is kind of using that as a defense mechanism to not let other people hold her accountable for her actions and what she did this season. But that's just my personal opinion. Let's keep watching the trailer.
She has a long history of diminishing my friendships.
You're friends with everyone. You're like a serial killer's wet dream.
I do have something for you. This was filed today, I believe.
Okay, so a lot of people wondering what that document is that Sheena is holding there that Andy gave to her. From all the podcasts that I've listened to, whether it's Lala's or Sheena's herself, there was this restraining order that was hanging over this reunion. That's why when Sheena is there, as you see, Raquel is not there. When Raquel is there, Sheena was not able to be there because of the restraining order that was filed against her by Raquel. What I've heard is that this is some sort of legal document that Raquel wanted to give to Sheena, saying that the restraining order had been dropped. Sheena, however, said, this is kind of irrelevant. It's not actually legally binding to anything because Sheena still had to show up to court the next day to, officially have the restraining order dropped against her, in which Raquel did not show up to court. So I'm not sure. Obviously, we'll have to watch it at the reunion to understand the full legal context of it. But from what I have heard, this paper really didn't mean much because Sheena had to go to court the next day anyways.
They're making you and me to be pathological liars.
I see that, yeah. Even though we know that we're not.
Tom, when did you find out that they're f***ing, dude?
Late August. He told me that.
August?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
no.
That's
Did
when
you
you
guys
told
not
me.
put your timelines together to match?
Oh, this is one of the moments that had all of us absolutely gagged. Let's just start real quick with Tom and Raquel and what appears to be their trailer outside of the reunion. They say they're trying to make us out to be pathological liars, which we know that they're not. I find that a hard, thing to sell when you realize that the two of them have been lying to their entire friend group for 7 months. And then to cut to this next scene where Katie asked Schwartz, how long have you known? Schwartz says, I found out in August. And Tom Sandoval has a very visceral reaction saying, August? What are you talking about? And it seems like that's not the timeline that they had discussed. I've heard a lot of different things from Schwartz about when he found out, whether it being late August at Sheena's wedding when they had the one night stand. Also, I heard that Schwartz found out it was more serious in January and February. So who knows if that's the story that Sandoval wanted him to go with. But this definitely was one of the biggest yikes moments from the trailer. But we're not done yet. Let's keep watching.
I have been super selfish.
Selfish does not cover it. Diabolical, demented, subhuman.
Poo-poo head? Both of you, poo-poo heads.
James.
I'm gonna get sent for a timeout.
Honestly, this was my favorite part of the trailer because you cannot write this any better. I know a lot of people have their doubts on whether or not the whole scandal is fake or not, but James Kennedy just like flying off at the handle, calling them poo-poo heads in the middle of a reunion. Like, what is this world that we're living in when James Kennedy is the comedic relief of a whole entire season? I mean, we have seen James Kennedy from the beginning, honestly be in Sandoval's shoes, where he may or may not be the most disliked person on the cast, where he's treating other people really badly. In this season, he's kind of the voice of reason and the comedic relief. I also loved Ariana's clapback in this to Raquel, calling her diabolical, demented, and subhuman. I feel like if this is any indication of what she's going to give to both Tom and Raquel throughout the entire reunion, she is definitely not that. I mean, she already has the majority of fans on her side, but I feel like after this reunion, people are really going to ride hard for Ariana.
This person that has loved you and defended you.
Be honest.
I'm being honest. You backstabbing hoe.
Get in my face again, I'll you up, mother.
I'll you up so quickly, Top. You're a worm with a mustache.
My cards.
Another one from James Kennedy. You're a worm with a mustache. This fight between James Kennedy and Tom Sandoval has been wildly speculated about on social media. We didn't know who, but we did hear that two of the guys got in a fight at the reunion. And what was coming out at the time was that it was really unexpected. In my opinion, James and Schwartz going at each other isn't really all that unexpected when you consider that Tom Sandoval is having an affair with James's ex-fiance. I would have been way more shocked if Schwartz was involved because obviously Schwartz, I mean, other than like pouring drinks on people. Schwartz hasn't really gotten physical. But, Jax Taylor also did say on a red carpet that it was or that it was Sandoval and James, and people were like, no, not believing it. And so I hate to say that Jax Taylor was right, but Jax Taylor was right.
I need a break from filming. Stop filming me. I don't want a camera in my goddamn face.
Tom, you are in love.
Come on, it's a very simple question. Are you in love or are you not?
Oh, I don't want to know the answer, right? I mean, this is how we start the trailer. This is how we end the trailer with the question that everybody really wants to know. Is Tom in love with Raquel? Is Raquel in love with Tom? I know there's a lot of different, opinions about the two of them and whether or not they should just be together because they essentially blew up their whole lives, for this affair. I have to say, I don't want them to be together. I just think the whole thing is really toxic. And when you really sit down and think about it, Tom Sandoval's livelihood for the past 10 years has come from Vanderpump Rules. And if he stays with Raquel, I can imagine that nobody is going to want to film with him. I feel like even next season, if he's back, nobody's going to want to film with him. But maybe if he goes, maybe on like a self-discovery journey or, does some work to better himself, there may be able to be some redemption in the future. I don't know about Raquel coming back just because she isn't a main cast member. She hasn't been around as long as Tom Sandoval has with this group. I feel like I don't know if anybody's going to be able to reconcile with Tom. I don't really see it, especially when it comes to like Sheena and Lala. They really ride hard for Ariana and even Katie, but he has been an integral part in the show from the very beginning. Raquel has not. So my prediction is that Raquel probably will not be asked back, and that Tom Sandoval will. So we'll see. We have the big finale next week on May 17th. And then I believe it's a 3-part reunion, also with exclusive extended scenes airing on Peacock. Don't worry, I have Peacock. So if you don't have it, we'll recap it for you here on Shared News. Let us know what you think of it all in the comments section. I know there is literally so much to discuss, but anything you want, whether it's James Kennedy and his amazing one-liners, Ariana in this amazing red dress. If you have predictions for Tom and Raquel and even Schwartz, let us know. We'd love to hear from our Shared News family, all of your thoughts, your comments, and opinions. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and ring the bell before you go, and we'll see you back next time. Bye, everyone.